Well, hey, how you doing, Paul?
How's it going, Dan? Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday to everybody. What is
Happy
it?
Sunday.
What's been going on in your world, Dan?
Well, just kind of a little more of the same. We're still working from home. I can't believe, for as closed as we are, how much stuff there still seems to be for us to get done. Right now, writing grants is probably the biggest part of my fall. Because we're revising all of our end of year stuff, policy books, and that sort of thing. So, how about you?
It's the same, Dan. It seems like you get one project done. We're very excited to announce that the scene shop and the paint shop are all completed now. So 3 phases out of the 4 are completed. Very excited about that. But and I just turn around and I see that the stack of work continues to pile. So blessed to be busy, absolutely. But yeah, definitely seems like we're still doing the same thing we always do.
Yeah, and the plans right now, we're doing a lot of planning for our Christmas special. Yes, that's right, our Christmas special. Paul, why don't you talk a little bit about that? Let our viewers know what it is we're going to be doing.
Absolutely. Well, we are very, very excited to announce that the TLP brand will be bringing you our TLP Christmas special. This is going to be a self-produced Timberlake Playhouse production, like we did with our gala. And what is really exciting about this particular show is that we are going to reach out to talk to our alumni, our Broadway friends, our television friends, and we're going to all virtually gather to celebrate the holiday season. So what it's going to be is basically it's going to be a concert of music, and it will be hosted by the 2 gentlemen you see before you now, Paul and Dan. And we're going to have a lot of special guests, and we're going to be announcing some of those special guests in the coming weeks. So stay tuned at TLP Live to find out that. Or you can also be going to our website, www.timberlakeplayhouse.org, to see all about the Christmas special that will be coming up the next couple of days on the site. And so we're going to be adding names as we confirm our guests. And Dan, I am really excited about just the guests we've already had that expressed interest. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be really, at this time, I think we all could use a little holiday spirit.
And we will make it as homey and as fun to watch and be involved in as we possibly can, because we all know how difficult it is not to be around everybody, around all of you during any time of the year, but especially at Christmas when we haven't seen people for so long. So we're going to work really hard to make it as much of a interactive Christmas special as we can.
And Dan, I tell you, for me, over the last couple of years, you and our team have become my extended family, and I am just such a proud participant of that family. I love our team, and I'm really excited to be spending the holidays with you and with Bill and Jen and all the team at TLP. And when we bring this to our patrons and our family members, it's with love. And we cannot gather the way we want to, but the idea is that we still should be celebrating the good things that we have, counting our blessings that we do have. And we're going to do that together. And we're going to bring a lot of our friends, our talented friends, to be able to share that and sing the wonderful holiday music. And I think it's going to be really lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. And when are we doing this?
Yeah, that's going to be December 12th. That's a Saturday. And there's possibilities of extending that. We'll see how it goes in the coming weeks. But right now, for sure, that live event will be taking place December 12th. And we will probably, I don't know, Dan, we probably should start it around 7 p.m. Central Time. What do you think?
Sounds pretty good.
Let's do that then. 7 p.m. Central, December 12th. There it is. I've announced it right here on TLP Live. See? Just like that.
And you'll be able to do like you did with the gala. Get it up on your big screen TV, sit back on your couch, have your eggnog. We probably should have some special drinks for the evening too.
I bet you bartender Jen can come up with a few.
I bet she can. Some eggnog and bourbon would be good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. And so in order to get ready for our Christmas special, Dan, and because we are going to be doing it live virtually, I think this is an excellent opportunity to talk a little bit about one of our featured wishing well items that we had at the gala, and that was the Canon A15 4K video camera. This camera is an item on the wishing well list. It is still available to be able to get checked off of that list. It is it's actually dropped in price a little bit. It's about $1,800 right now. It was $2,000. And Dan, I just want to say that, you don't have anybody out there that wants to contribute to that camera. You can do a $25 donation. You can do a $10 donation. It all goes towards the camera. So don't feel like you have to spend the entire camera value for one person. It could be divided up to many people. So Dan, where can people make their donations if they want to get involved with this?
Go to the website, get on the wishing well, click purchase items, and it'll take you right to our wishing well site, and all the wishing well items will be on there. Paul, we had quite a deal this week. At the gala, we raised enough money to do 5 of our 17 cabins. That's the old-looking cabin. There's a look at our new cabin. That's one of the ones that we have remodeled. Well, I got to tell you, we just got an offer of matching funds from an anonymous donor of $15,000. That's right. So we're going to open up our Fund the Need again, and you can go right on our website, click on Fund the Need, and there also you can donate anything from $5, $25 to an entire cabin, which is $4,100 for an entire remodel. And every dollar that you donate will be matched dollar for dollar up to $15,000, and that actually starts right now and is going to go through the 15th of December.
Dan, I got to say, in this time, our patrons, our donors have been so generous. And when we got this email, I literally had the biggest smile on my face ear to ear, because not only have people really stepped up to help TLP get through these times, but things like that, gestures like that, really show the love, really show the community and the magic of TLP. Again, thank you for, if you've given, thank you so much for your gift. It is going to a great cause. We are able to come back after COVID bigger, stronger, and we're going to be able to provide the residents, as you can see, with those new cabins. Matter of fact, Dan, right now we actually have an independent film shoot going on at TLP, and they are staying in some of the remodeled cabins, and they have been nothing but wonderfully vocal about how comfortable they are, and they're just raving about them. So already we were able to put them to test, and they passed the test. Very excited.
And a big thanks to Bill and to Tristan and to Jeff for getting on that project and getting as much done as we already have. We'll keep working on it until the weather throws us out of there. But
so again, go to the website, and you can go to Fund the Need, and you can go to the wishing well items, and that will take you to the respected links on our site that you can go ahead and make a donation for those 2 items. Thank you so much. And let's continue to get TLP to where we need to get to, so that we can put on the best content, whether it be virtual or on stage. So I'm excited.
And while you're there, take a look at our season subscriptions are on sale. And you know what our season is, but in case you need a reminder.
All right. Still a fantastic season. Every single time I see it, I'm like, yep, good, like it, love it.
Well, and what we've been doing over the past few weeks is we've taken one of our TLP live shows to feature, or each of our TLP live shows to feature a certain show from next year's season. And Tonight, we are featuring the Buddy Holly story.
I love this show. Now, Dan, I do have a personal connection with this show. I was Jerry Allison, the drummer on the 2001 national tour, and I had a great time with that show and that company. I actually am still very close friends with a lot of those people that I toured with back in that day. And when it came time to put together our fall show, this title just really popped out at us because not only is it great music, but it tells the story of the iconic Buddy Holly, who left us too soon. But before he did, he left such an indelible mark with his music, early rock and roll music with songs like That'll Be the Day, and Getting Closer, and so many more, Rave On. And they're all in one show. And tonight, we are happy to present two of the featured performers that are going to be in our production of Buddy Holly's story. Let's bring them on now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Matt McClure and Mr. Joe Titus.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, guys?
Good.
So, Matt, let's start with you a little bit. I would love to know about you. Tell us about yourself and your background, where you're from, and how you came to find performing.
Well, I mean, I'm originally from Kennesaw, Georgia. I'm here now, weathering the storm that is COVID. But yeah, I grew up playing sports and that kind of thing. And then, family, I had family members saying, take an acting class, that kind of thing in high school. Cause you needed the other elective. And, long story short, I just kind of pursued that instead, kind of found a love for the tech theater side in college. And yeah, just kind of went with it. I somewhat played guitar until like all through college. And then the theater I was working at as an assistant technical director was doing Buddy. And that long story short, yeah, I ended up being able to land the role and bought an electric guitar, the right guitar for Buddy. And so it's been about probably 5 to 6 months the first time I did the show, learning all of the songs and that kind of stuff. Because I think it's about 17 or 18 songs, like you said, all of Buddy's big hits. So
yeah, absolutely. And so were you a theater technician first, or were you an actor, or did you kind of like weave the worlds together a little bit?
Well, I was definitely an actor first, especially in high school, that kind of thing. The classes were separate. We had like one day we would come in and work on the set, but that was about it. And then it wasn't till when I got to college, I realized that I wasn't that much of a vocalist or singer, that kind of thing. I thought I'd only do straight plays. And so I knew I needed a fallback and something that would keep me in the business, but also keep me working. And so that's how I started doing tech. And I fell in love with that as well, fell in love with the carpentry aspect and lighting, set design, that kind of thing. And then now here we are, and I'm making a living basically singing, which I didn't think I would do. But it is what it is. And it's very nuanced singing. Buddy has a very specific inflection that I think I can get close enough to. But yeah, definitely started as an actor first, and then the tech side just kind of helps balance it out.
Very good. So, Joe, you have a long history with TLP. How did it all begin?
Well, it was back about 85, I believe, 1985. I played my first show here at TLP, and that was it was in the pit with West Side Story, and played in various ones since then, and keep active playing my horn while I was teaching middle school band and choir here in West Carroll.
Very good. And now you are on the board. You're the board treasurer.
Correct.
You decided you wanted to do a role, so you auditioned this year for a couple of different roles and landed a role in Buddy.
Yeah, that was quite a surprise. But
yeah. So we'll see you on stage in that show this year.
Correct. I won't be
absolutely. Right. Joe was actually phenomenal in his audition. And I do have to give a shout out to him and his lovely wife, Dion, who make the best rhubarb bread known to me. So thank you for that, Joe. You spoil me rotten with that bread, but you owned that role. And so congratulations on that. Matt, you are playing the iconic Buddy. in our production of Buddy Holly. And this is not your first time with the role. Tell us a little bit about your history with the show, as you could, as you just said that you played it before. Tell us a little bit about your history with this particular show.
Well, yeah, like I said, I started in Venice doing that role, and it's just one that it's such specific casting, and it's, you got to have actor, singer, musicians, and just all sorts of, and now that they've done it more and more, like when I first did it, it was, I'm sure when you did it on tour, it was probably 14 people, 13 people,
25.
Wow. So double that. and now they have a 7-person version.
Yeah.
So it's definitely changed throughout the years. I've done different scripts, which keeps it fresh and keeps it new. But yeah, I've done it all over the country. I think TLP will be my 13th production, I believe. And I've played Buddy. I've played the Fourth Cricket. I've played Norman Petty randomly once. So yeah, it just depends on how the company casts it and how they go about it. I think it says in the script or as you're casting it, the show can vary depending on who you cast, how many you're able to cast, and that kind of thing. And so I've never had a production be really even close to the same because the set's going to be different. The way you go about the concert's going to be different. And just your stage setup in general. I know you guys have a big turntable in the stage, which you can't use at a lot of different places. So yeah, it's always been fun and exciting, and there's always something new, and you don't get tired of it. You don't get tired of bringing that type of music back live to people to Buddy's fans and that kind of stuff. They don't know when they're going to hear that again. And so it's nice to bring it to them.
I remember during the gala when you were playing That'll Be the Day, and our audiences I just saw everybody just kind of swinging and that music, it just gets you going. It's just that early rock and roll.
Dancing for that one. So Joe, you were involved in the 2009 production.
Right.
What was your involvement in that show?
I played in the band for the final concert and did a couple little walk-on things, but that was the fun part was playing in the band, interacting with all the Big Bopper and Richie Valens. Well, we were all out there. The guy that played Richie Valens was back here this past year at our Christmas show. I found that interesting, and so that was fun.
Yeah,
They'll come back. Yeah.
They definitely come back. Joe, this time around, you're going to be playing High Pockets. So now for those of you who might not know the show, High Pockets is a radio DJ in Lubbock, Texas, who actually believes in Buddy's early talent so much that he manages him and almost serves as a bit of a father figure to Buddy and kind of trying to guide the young 17, 18-year-old through the world of the music business. Tell us a little bit about how, Joe Titus connects with High Pockets, because again, you have to bring a little bit of yourself to the role. And what is your take on High Pockets, and how do you see them?
Well, just as a father figure, I have people around here that are my son's age that will I can relate to that way, and showing, maybe Buddy doesn't always do exactly the way I want him to do things, so we have to kind of mold him one way or another, but he's going to take off in his own way anyway, so that really won't matter, but not to be upset when he does do his own thing.
I can't see you getting upset, but in his audition, he did get upset, and it was really great.
I'm really excited for it.
Bill did say his son Bill was like, "Oh, I've seen my father get upset. He
can do it. It's fine."
Yeah.
So Matt, you mentioned that every production is a little bit different, but I'm sure there are some elements that are the same. To make your role fresh, what do you do? What do you do as an actor to make things fresh, or do you find there are certain things you just have to repeat to do the same?
Yeah, there's a certain, you don't want to reinvent the wheel for some things that just work, and especially with this show and the script and this kind of thing, there are bits in it and that kind of thing that just work. They always do. But you do find variances. I love, even though I've done the role so many times, I love talking to directors about it, and and getting their fresh take on it, because it always, I mean, I can guarantee you that my buddy now is nowhere near what it was 5 years ago when I first did it, and that's a good thing. And that's it's so much fun to constantly find new things. But you also, I mean, I've done the show with the same people in different productions, but it's all different, intertwined, like different people, and so yeah, that helps make it fresh too, because you're going to have, I'm sure that we'll have, with you as High Pockets, we're definitely going to have different interactions, and the way we're going to go about the scenes are going to be so different than I have with other people. So that helps keep it fresh for sure. And then also just the music, you'll have a music director come in or a band director come in and want to pick a little bit of a slower tempo or a bit of a quicker tempo. Or like when we did it in New Hampshire, we slowed down Raining in My Heart because the director wanted a waltz done to it. So yeah, I mean, that keeps it fresh and energizing. And again, I mean, it all boils down to the audience's reaction. That last 30 minutes of the show, like Joe was saying, like playing that music live in a big band format is just amazing. And so no, you don't really get tired of it, in my opinion.
It's interesting, Matt, because you said directors, and the various directors. We've been talking to some directors on this show, and getting their take on the approach of a show. For you, having to do somebody who's very, very easy to find out who he was. Anyone can go to YouTube and just type in Buddy Holly and see him perform and see how he sounds like, what he looked like. And then, so you have to have the essence of that person, because that was a real person. And then you're also now working with directors. The way I found you was, our good friend of ours, Ed Fleisch, over at Firesides Theater in Wisconsin. You worked there. You did the role there. He sang your praises. He was also your director there. How do you navigate? What is your relationships with each director of these of every production you do? And how does that influence your take on the show, on the role?
I think it varies per person. I mean, there are directors who come in and they know exactly what they want. Just like Ed, I loved working with Ed because I didn't have to do too much. He knew exactly what he wanted. I had never done the show in the round before, but he knows that stage so well, and so he knew exactly the blocking, that he wanted. I think probably the hardest thing, especially with this show, and I am sure y'all have experienced this as well with the script, or there are moments that. And those are like you were saying, Dan, earlier about like, do you do the same things, this and that? Some parts of the script you have to kind of do the same movement around the stage because there's really no other way it's going to work. And so I think probably the hardest part is with each new director is you want to allow the director to do their job. You want to allow them to figure it out for themselves. And so I think probably just like sitting back and like knowing something may not work, or like having to try it and that kind of thing before they realize that it's not going to work, or you learn that, it's something you haven't thought about and it works. So I've had directors like that, and I've had directors who, if a good amount of the cast has done the show before, they come with the same approach of, not wanting to reinvent the wheel and wanting to put on a really good production. And so I really enjoy it because if you get the right group of people who understand, the director's job, but, you also have a director who's working with people who have done the show before, it's such a fun collaborative show to do, because people will be like, oh, in this production, we did this, and somebody else will be like, oh, we did this, or we kind of did it similar. And so you learn new things about the show every time you do it, because you bring in people who have different viewpoints or did different things in the show. But yeah, I think I would say that's probably the hardest part, is like if having to watch a director kind of stumble through something that we've all been through before, because we're like, we feel your pain, we know exactly what you mean, but tell us, figure out what you want. So, and
I really enjoyed talking to you over the last spring about the show and how we would approach it, and how we're going to do a cast of 11 as opposed to the 25 version. And again, collaboration is so key in our art form, and I really felt that you understood that, and I really enjoyed hearing your take on it, and it was a great collaboration. So I think you're going to be actually stupendous in this role. Joe, you have been affiliated with TLP for such a long time. You've worn many different hats. What is it about TLP that, you know, you just keep coming back. You keep, you know, whether you're wearing a volunteer hat, you're on the stage, you're on the board. What is it about TLP for you that makes you continue to want to come back?
It's just there's so many friends out there. There's the artistic part that comes out when you can see all that enjoyment that people are having is tremendous, and just helping out and making sure that it keeps going and trying new things.
You are a gift. You are a gift to TLP, Joe Titus, and I know everybody feels the same way about that too.
So Matt, you know, the actor-musician shows have really become popular with, you know, the $1 Million Quartet and the Johnny Cash show.
Sure.
Why do you think that is? And do you have any ideas for musicals out there for the actor-musician that hasn't been done yet?
I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know too many. I mean, I think what makes them successful is that you're playing music that people love. I mean, I guess I would say probably the most, for lack of a better term, like obscure music would be Once, just because that's Glenn Hansard music and it's very more string heavy and pretty. But I mean, the big ones that, like you said, $1 Million Quartet, Buddy, Almost Heaven, Ring of Fire, they're all these shows or music reviews, I guess, in a way, that bring music that everybody loves to life. But I think it's a nice combination because you don't just have a concert of people performing the music. You see part of their life and that kind of thing. Ring of Fire is a little different because it's more narrative, and Almost Heaven, that kind of thing. But especially like $1 Million Quartet, Buddy, I think they're so big and have been going since, I mean, Buddy was on Broadway in 95, I think. 94.
But he came to Broadway. It's interesting because the set designer for the original, because it originally started at the West End,
right?
The West End production first, then it came to Broadway, and I believe it came in, I want to say 90, 91, yeah. And that set designer that did the original Broadway and West End production is actually going to be at Timberlake Playhouse designing the set for Jesus Christ Superstar.
Very cool.
So he was very, and I used his set when we went out on the road in 2001. Yeah. That was his set that we used. It was a gorgeous set. He is a very talented person, and yeah, he said he had a great time designing that show. It's ironic though, isn't it, that it ran at the West End for 12 years when it opened, and on Broadway it lasted about 6 months.
Well, I mean, everyone says that. The UK and Brits were the ones that brought Buddy Holly, like I guess his fame back to life and that kind of thing. It started at the West End, or in the West End, and then worked its way back over here. But no, I think it's the fact that you get to see, I guess, somewhat behind the scenes of the people. Because I mean, especially $1 Million Quartet and with Buddy, there are obviously things that are a little different in the script than what happened in real life. But when the producers and stuff are writing these scripts, I know Maria Elena Holly has like a lot of say in the Buddy scripts and that kind of thing. And so they're pulling from actual history and the people who were there and lived it. And so I think that is why they do so well, because it's bringing so much nostalgia plus new information to audience members alike.
Absolutely. Okay, question for you both. What is your favorite Buddy Holly song? Joe?
Oh, and choose from there, and so many covers that have been done too. For this stuff. The only one I can think of off the top is "That'll Be the Day" because that's a lot of fun to sing and have a good time with that one. Yeah.
I would probably say, in the concert alone, I mean, I do a Buddy concert as well where we play "You're So Square," which is one of my favorite songs, and it's just not, unfortunately, in the show. From the show, I would probably say "It Doesn't Matter Anymore," just because I think it's a nice combination of that rockabilly sense, but also like goes back to Buddy's roots of a bit of a country flair. And I personally enjoy it just because I like to do a lot of dynamics in that song whenever I'm band directing and that kind of thing, especially with the horns. I mean, that's one thing that I don't know if a lot of people know, is that Buddy never played live with an orchestra. He recorded Raining in My Heart, It Doesn't Matter Anymore, with a lot of strings and orchestral pieces and stuff, but never live. It was just the 3 or 4 piece band. So I love being able to have the trumpet, the sax, the trombone, that kind of thing, because it adds so much to the end concert. So in the show alone, I would probably say It Doesn't Matter Anymore. It's got a nice country bounce to it. And it's fun to sing.
Fun fact is that, when I was doing the show, I would do a lot of research on Jerry Allison and listening to the original Crickets. And let me tell you something, those guys, for a 3-piece band, they were tight. I mean, Jerry had those, those rhythms and that shuffle down and his snare, and they were also singing at the same time. When they were recording, they would sing the backups, and it is not an easy. His shoes are very big to fill, let me tell you. And I think that he gets sold short down the river a little bit. We forget about him, but his playing ability was wonderful and very sophisticated during those early 50s when the music was just being developed,
Right. And
Dan,
anytime
what about you? What's that?
Sorry, I was going to say, anytime you watch a video of Jerry playing, he just acts like it's the easiest thing in the world.
I know, he's just shuffling and he's going. Dan, what about you? You have a favorite Buddy Holly song?
I'd say Peggy Sue.
Oh yeah,
I like that song.
Yeah, that's a good one. We have the video of Matt McClure playing from That'll Be the Day. We saw this at our gala. Dan, is it ready to rock?
Let's give it a try.
Let's give it a go.
I know.
Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you don't leave. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. When you love me and you all your hugs and kisses and your money to my head. You say you love me, baby, so you tell me, baby, that someday we'll love. You say goodbye, yes, that'll be the day. When you make me cry, you say you don't leave. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. Shining at your heart, so when you ever part and I leave you ahead, you say you love me, baby, so you tell me, baby, that someday when I'll be through, well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye, yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry, you say you don't leave, you know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die, well, that'll be the day. Ooh, that'll be the day. Ooh, that'll be the day. Ooh, that'll be the day.
I got to tell you, it took me all afternoon to get those pauses in the music like that.
Just like live theater, the space is still a learning curve, and you never know what can happen.
We have so much going on this internet right now. It's funny that we all stay on it, but
I tell you, out in the when you get to the rural area, internet becomes a little sketchy at best. But we're still here and we're still bringing it to you, guys. I'm really excited that you guys are both going to be a part of TLP's production of the 2021 production of Buddy, the Buddy Holly story. Joe Titus as High Pockets, Matt McClure as Buddy Holly. Guys, thank you so much for coming on tonight and sharing your thoughts on the show, TLP. And we look forward to having you guys both here next season. And I can't say enough great things about both of these gentlemen. So please, if you haven't already done so, get your tickets. Buddy Holly is going to be in our 7th show slot in the 2021 season. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good to see you both. Thank you.
Yeah, you too.
Well, that was nice.
Well, you know what? We got some talent. I mean, and you know, the great thing is that when Ed Fleisch, Matt sent me his video. I saw him. I saw that he had Ed coming up. I contacted Ed, and he was just raving about him. He was like, he is so talented. Paul, grab him now. And so we're really excited to have him. And I think it's going to be a fantastic production.
Yeah, I do too. Well, good. That was interesting to see Matt again, and of course Joe always. And we have another very talented gentleman we'd like to bring on, our education director. Mr.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
Hey there.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah, hi. Well, that'll be the day. I cannot wait to see Buddy Holly. It was good. It was good. Good job with the pauses, Dan. Good practicing. Good practicing. That's okay. My green screen is doing the same thing. We're looking at it as a blank canvas.
You know what you're doing? You're warming it up. You're just going, okay, I got the green screen. I don't know what I'm going to put on it yet, but it's there.
Exactly.
Well, Robert, we wanted to bring you on because you got a great announcement to make about
huge
our fall education program. Let's hear all about it.
Well, first off, Dan, thank you so much for all of your hard work. Paul, it's so good to see you as well. We are so grateful to still keep going. Even during this COVID position, we've been able to work this entire summer and still transition into the fall. We have brought on 3 brand new teaching artists, and I cannot wait to tell you all the fun things that they're doing and all the things that we are able to bring our community at TLP, our students at TLP, and beyond. So the first thing that's still happening is that we still have our private voice lessons. So, we have private voice lessons, piano, guitar, ukulele, and bass. We still have those lessons going on. But I'm so blessed, grateful, and excited to announce that we got a grant. We got a grant from Freeport Community Foundation, which is allowing us to team with all of the students in Joe Davies, Stevenson, and Carroll County for these workshops that I'm going to talk about later. So this is an amazing initiative that Dan worked so hard on writing that grant. And now we have teaching artists that are going to partner with us and teach some classes. But right now we are currently working with West Carroll. We're working with their primary school. Hello, Amber Finley. We'll get into that in a minute. Who's amazing. She's a board member. She was Teacher of the Year. She's also a teacher mentor. She's just an all-around good person, and she loves books. And so because of this, one of the other initiatives is a four-prong. Stay with me, people. Stay with me. It's 4 things that are going on this fall. The first thing is we still have lessons. The second thing, we are doing TLP Reads, which is a partnership for early education students. So teachers can partner with us from out of state. And we have a TLP Read series. It started with Amber Finley, who said, I have these wonderful books I would love for you to read. We read one which was Frankenstein, and now it's becoming a whole library. And it's going to be bilingual, so students and teachers can partner with us from all over the country and called TLP Reads. Then so that's prong number 2. Prong number 3 is that we are inside of the school system. So we are in West Carroll, we are in Pearl City, and we are in Eastland. So what are we doing? Great. So for me, theater is so important. The arts are so important. not only for artists, but for everyone. And the best thing about art is that it can be practical. The same skill sets that we use in art to say a monologue are the same skill sets that you need to present a speech. And so what we've done is now we have partnered with our school system, with Eastland, Pearl City, and West Carroll, my school, and we have worked with teachers, partnered with teachers inside of their classroom to bring what we do in theater into their class. One of those classes is a Spanish class, one of those classes is a choir class, and then we're working with the entire second grade at the primary level. That is our third prong. And our fourth prong, I'm almost done, I promise. Our fourth prong is that we are
How many
doing
prongs?
I'm part-time. Pray for me. All right, so this is our fourth prong. Our fourth prong is that we are doing workshops. We're doing TLP outreach workshops, and we're doing a showcase. The showcase, well, students will leave with a thing. They're going to leave with a video reel. They're going to have 2 dance callbacks. They're going to have 2 contrasting monologues, and they're going to have 2 contrasting songs. We're also going to work with them on a resume. And then on the outreach portion, we have morning classes that all students of all ages can be a part of, morning and afternoon. Morning classes including creative meditation, including directing master class. How do you connect with actors? And so all ages, all the way around, and our teaching artists are presenting this. And so
amazing.
Yep, that's
amazing. You know, one of the things you do so well, Robert, is you really do include the gamut of theater, whether it be an acting performer base, a musician, a director, a designer. You really, really want to give kids opportunities to learn from so many different skill sets. Who can sign up for these fall classes?
Amazing. Thank you for asking that question, Paul. And I think that's the culture at Timberlake Playhouse. I think that's what we've developed, and that has been here, is that everybody matters. And we can't do this without everybody. So we have to continue bring and collaborate and encourage and empower everyone. So can I have that question one more time?
Who can sign up for classes?
Who can sign up? Great. Thanks for asking. Everybody. Everybody can sign up for classes. So we have classes for all ages, and most of them, all of them are going to be virtual. So anybody everywhere can sign up. The good thing about the grant, our community, Stevenson County, Joe Davies, as well as Carroll County, if you sign up teachers and partner with us, and we'll tell you how, it is absolutely free for your middle and high school students. Absolutely free. If you are not a part of those counties, it is only $30 per class and $125 for the entire grouping of workshops for the showcase.
So basically, you mentioned that right now we've got Carroll, we got West Carroll on, we got Eastland. And we've got what was the other one you said? The other
Pearl
school?
City.
Pearl City. If I'm listening to you right now, and I'm with a school, but I'm not signed up, can I sign up as a school?
Absolutely.
It is possible.
It is absolutely possible. All you have to do is email me at robert@timberlakeplayhouse.org. Dan and I, our wonderful executive director, Dan Danielowski, he's on here right now.
I know him. I have heard of Dan.
I'm being so quiet, aren't I?
Yeah. No comment. So if you email us, we will send you a letter in response on how you can partner with us and make sure that those students get free classes. Your students become our students, so we can keep this art thing going.
Nice. Well done, Robert. Man, once again, you're able to get it all in like 2 minutes, like a 5-minute thing in like 2 minutes. I don't know how you do it.
You got to make it work. You got to make it work. You know exactly how. This is what we do.
Well, I'd like to take this time now to bring on our teaching artists.
Oh, please. Yes.
First of all, from Miami, Alex Rodriguez. Hey, Alex. From Stockton, we have Kylie. Hello, Kylie. And from Chicago. There's Abby.
Hi.
How we doing, guys?
Great.
Good.
So, Abby, let's start with you. Tell us where you're from, where you grew up, where you went to college, and what were you doing prior to coming to TLP this fall?
Yeah, perfect. So I am from Chicago, Illinois, originally Louisville, Kentucky area. I graduated from Northern Illinois University with a degree in acting. And part of that program was actually taking a semester where we studied at the Moscow Art Theater in Russia. So I finished that degree in 2019. And then I actually came to Timberlake Playhouse. I worked here last summer, and it's wonderful to be back. In the past year, I've been doing some shows in Chicago, some film stuff in Chicago, and I was also working at a nonprofit. So it's been a very busy year, and I'm excited to be right back where I was back last year.
Very good. Very good. Kylie, how about you? Same questions.
So I am from Stockton, so 30 minutes from Timberlake. So I'm really excited to be working someplace so close to home. I just recently graduated from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. Not the best time to graduate, but you know, we're going for it. There I majored in theater, but for a long time I was in music education. So I do have a lot of music and theater background. After I graduated, I just kind of was trying to find some sort of job. I kept a job. I was working at a gas station for a while. I was working for a temp agency. And I recently just moved to Dubuque as well. So that's kind of what I've been doing in the past couple months.
Very good. Very good. Alex, how about you? You have a varied background.
Yes. I'm really excited to be here in Mount Carroll. I'm coming all the way from Miami. I flew in, so loving the weather change and the landscape change. I was born in Cuba, so yes, I've varied background for sure. I recently graduated with a master's in directing from Texas State University this May. And something I was doing before coming here to Timberlake, I was teaching virtually. I teach acting at Marymount Manhattan College in New York City. So I was doing that for Miami, and then this position came up, and I'm actually able to do both jobs, which is a really exciting thing that probably couldn't have happened if it wasn't for our virtual reality that we're in right now. So very, very happy to be here with you all.
You know, it's interesting, Alex, we have that in common because I actually was a teacher at Marymount Manhattan as an acting professor as well before I changed directions and pivoted. So love the Marymount Manhattan School. It's a great school.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm really loving their program and their faculty. And I actually met you, Paul, which we haven't actually seen each other a lot since I've been here because of socially distanced, but I actually met you at the beginning of this year at SETC. That's how I heard of Timberlake Playhouse. And then it's just been a full circle moment to actually be here now at the end of the year. So
I do remember our audition together, and because I remember you did have that directing background, which was very, very interesting. And I'm glad to see that you are here, and welcome to Timberlake. And we are very, very excited that you are here. All of you, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having us.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, we love it.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the classes that you'll be teaching this fall? I'm sure our audiences would love to know. Alex, why don't we start with you?
Sure. As part of the final performance workshop, I'm going to be doing acting. So I'm going to be working on monologues, analysis, and performance. So we have two contrasting monologues there. I'm going to be doing an MT dance workshop where we're going to be learning combinations from some of the biggest musicals, but we're going to really concentrate on storytelling and we marry that with our choreography and our movement. Then I have a scenes and duets, musical theater scenes, where we do the scenes going into the duets. We're going to do that virtually, which is going to be fun. I have a directing masterclass for all ages, all experience levels. It's all about just becoming a better communicator with the actor. A devising workshop where we're going to create a piece in 6 hours using viewpoints and Rasa boxes technique, and then creative meditation, which I'm very excited about. It takes place in the mornings, and we use theater exercises as a form to get our alignment straight before we head into our big day of work. So I'm very excited about those classes.
Excellent. Kylie, what about you?
So as part of the, not the TLP program, but the other one that I can't think of right now at the moment, I'm going to be doing a musical theater workshop. So that way the kids will have their two contrasting songs to work on. So I'm going to teach them, first of all, how to audition for a musical, because it's a little different than auditioning for a normal play. Not many kids know how to properly score their music or, put it together for their binder. So I'm going to teach them that. And I also want them to learn how to kind of develop a character through the 30-something bars that they have, because that's not a lot of time to really show a character. So we'll be working on a variety of different things in this one workshop. So to audition, to building the character, and then I'm also, because I do have a lot of music education background, there will be times where I'll work one-on-one with students, and then it'll just kind of be a private voice lesson for them. And then we can work on any technique or anything that they want to with that. So that's my one workshop. And then the second one I have is a confidence building workshop. So they'll learn how to become more comfortable with who they are not only as a performer, but also as a person. So I want them to be comfortable both on stage and off stage, because I feel like the more comfortable you are with yourself, the more comfortable you are on stage. So they'll work on that, along with making strong choices on stage and just really getting outside of your head and thinking outside the box and everything like that.
Absolutely. Very valuable. All of that. Very, very valuable. Abby, what about you?
Yeah, so I will be teaching an audition technique class for shows that are not musicals. I'll also be doing a college prep class. So if there's anyone who's interested in finding out more about going to college for theater and what that audition process looks like and how to pick the right college for you, we're going to be talking about all of that. There will be some one-on-one workshops with that as well, because that is a very personal choice. And we're going to be talking about all of those options. I'll also be doing a playwriting class. So if there's anyone who's interested in getting their writing skills down, we're going to be writing 10-minute plays, which is really exciting. And I will also be doing a class in dramatic imagination, which is similar to meditation, but has much more going on during that process. So if anyone has a hard time meditating but is interested in going into your mind and finding a way to relax a little bit more, we're going to be exploring that with our dramatic imagination.
Wow. That sounds really interesting.
Dan, I think you have a dramatic imagination.
Well, I really wanted to point out again that the Freeport Community Foundation has been so good to Timberlake Playhouse. They have been involved in our education program for the last year and a half. And as Robert and I talked after his first year about how we can expand this program, we knew that we needed to get partners to help us with that. And the Freeport Community Foundation has done that. And we're so thankful that they're able to be involved with us with this project.
Yes, we absolutely are. And more projects to come.
More projects to come.
And these are all very well, again, like all the classes that you guys have explained, I can't tell you, for someone who sits on the other side of the table and watches audition after audition, especially as we're getting ready to round the corner of the new year, and this will all start again, all of these classes are so beneficial to be able to empower an actor to be able to walk into that audition, whether it's an audition or a rehearsal, so prepared that you're able to show off your best self. And Robert and Dan, once again, hats off to both of you for creating such wonderful programs where these students can get that opportunity to get ahead of the game. So, and we're so excited that all three of you are here to be able to share your talents for that. That's amazing.
And what is the blessing of this? Thank you for saying that, Paul. We really appreciate that and all the work. What's really has been amazing with this team is that it's been a team. They have truly worked together as cross-disciplined artists to help each other in what they're going to teach and building the programming. Each of them have picked their own workshops and they're building their own curriculum of how they're going to in their specialized fields. So that is really, really positive. And I'm so godly proud to work with them. I was going to use a sports ball reference, and then I realized I didn't love sports. And so, but I really appreciate our team.
Well, if any consolation, Robert, you're kind of showing off the Green Bay Packer colors. You got your yellow scarf with the green background. So Dan's very happy.
You're welcome, Dan. It was planned. It was planned.
So, Robert, you mentioned this before, but let's tell everyone again. If you're in the 3-county area that the Freeport Community Foundation is involved in, Joe Davies, Stevenson, and Carroll, how can schools or individual teachers become involved in our programs?
Please email me at robert@timberlakeplayhouse.org, and then we will send you a confirmation letter that you will fill out, and then we will connect back to you on how you can partner with us.
Very good. Very good. Well, thanks, guys. We really appreciate you being here. Maybe at the end of this, when we get kind of closer to the end, maybe that first week of December, we'll bring you back on, because I'd be interested in all of the great TLP stories. Especially stories about the haunting of the campus there. Haven't we told you about that yet? We'll have to make sure that you find out about all the
And it just so happens we're right around Halloween, so go figure.
It is, damn right.
Kylie, thank you. Abby, thank you so much for being with us tonight. And I know we're going to have a great education program this fall. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Robert, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much for making this education program one to be reckoned with. You are an amazing energy. You're an amazing talent. And thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you both for the trust. It's a really good team. All of
It
us.
is a
So
good
it
team.
takes everybody. So
Yep.
I really
Thanks,
appreciate
bud.
this. Is not a job by myself. So thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Robert.
We'll
Have a
talk
good
soon.
one.
Well,
Oh man. Once again,
Yeah.
Dan, congratulations on the grant. Congratulations on just furthering the education. Again, when you and I used to talk about how we wanted to expand the education program, you're really seeing that through. I'm so proud of you and Robert and what you guys are doing with the education program.
well, thank you. It's important. And this showcase that Robert has developed, I look at that and I think, man, if I would have had something like that when I was a senior, because I came from a small school, we did plays and we did musicals, but we didn't have a real big theater program. I'd walk into these places and these other kids from the bigger schools, they knew what a monologue was. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't know I had to have contrasting songs. I didn't know any of that stuff. So here
absolutely.
they're going to learn, they're going to have a reel that they can use, which is just an incredible thing for all of our area schools. And we're so glad we can bring that to them.
And I would definitely encourage, anyone out there, again, even if, like Robert said, even if you're not affiliated with a specific school that might be involved right now, if you are somebody that just wants to learn, you're interested, you want to dip your toes in the water, no matter what your age is, email Robert, email Dan, and let them know, because again, we want to put the word out there. Everyone is invited and everyone is included. There is a class for you, and we will make sure that you get what you want. And like Dan said, knowing is everything. When we go to these auditions, you're competing with so many talented people, and it's really about, the first step is just understanding what you need to know. And we are going to break down all the steps on how to prepare a song, how to choose a song, how to choose a song that's going to fit for your voice, how you're going to choose a monologue that would contrast with that song. I mean, all of that's got to be thought of,
There's a great workshop that I'm not sure if it's Abby or Kylie is doing, but it's a great workshop on working on the songs in your book, putting your book together. That's
important, because I can't tell you how many times, we'll be in an audition, Dan, and they'll do their first audition, and I'll say, what else do you have in your book? And then all of a sudden, like, oh, well, I haven't looked at this song in 5 years. It's like, well, then why is it still in your book? Keeping that book up to date is so important.
Yes. We have a couple of comments. This is very exciting. Kids in your area are so lucky. Thank you, Kate. Yes, they are. We appreciate the comment. And Avery says, hi, Robert,
Avery.
love seeing you. And then the question is, can you please confirm if outside those 3 counties, children can still sign up for a fee? Yes, that is correct. Get a hold of Robert. It's tuition-based, but because of the grant, we are able to offer this at about half the tuition that we were offering the classes this summer where we didn't have any grants. So yes, that's the case. And even for elementary students, we have a great program. That TLP Reads program is awesome. We have our teaching artists and Robert and myself and Paul will probably get you in on that too, reading stories just like if we were sitting in your classroom reading to you. So,
and if there's anybody out there that is someone in grade school or just around that corner of junior high, and you want to get in on Annie next year, I would definitely look in to sign up for a class. Get yourself ready because it's going to be a good one.
Well, Paul, it's that time.
It's that time, Dan. Great show tonight. Great show today. Thanks, guests, for Joe Titus, Matt McClure, Robert McFletcher-Jones, and Alex, and Abby, and Kylie. Thank you all so much. I think I got them all right. Did I get them all?
You did pretty well there. All right, everyone. Take care. And as we say every week, we're all in this together. And even though things are getting a little rougher out there by the looks of it, a lot of cases in Illinois today, Carroll County is even starting to look pretty bleak. We'll get through this.
Wear your mask.